Good afternoon, and welcome to the graduation ceremony for Northern Nash High School's class of 2014. We are pleased to have so many parents, relatives, and friends of our graduates here to celebrate this wonderful occasion. We are also honored to have with us our superintendent, our assistant superintendents, 6 members of our Nash Rocky Mount Public School Board, Nash Rocky Mount Central Office personnel, and Nash Rocky Mount School principals. These distinguished guests will be introduced later in the program. To our seniors, we are proud of your accomplishments, and we have set aside this day especially for you and your hard work and dedication to your education. This is a special day for you, and this day will go as you carry it forever. This is a special day for your parents of our seniors as well. We know how much this day means to you. You have invested a tremendous amount of time, effort, and money to help your students reach this point. The excitement that everyone feels this afternoon is expected and is deserved. On this joyous occasion, our seniors would like very much to have their graduation ceremony to be one of dignity and formality, a ceremony that gives all students and their families the respect and recognition they deserve on their special day. To help accomplish this and to provide our seniors with the most impressive ceremony possible, I ask for your support and cooperation. Please refrain from cheering, shouting, or whistling while the ceremony is in progress. If you do this when your senior's name is called, the next senior's name cannot be heard, causing them to lose their dignified and respectful recognition. To protect each student's special moment, any person displaying inappropriate behavior will be removed from the ceremony and escorted off the campus immediately. At the end of the ceremony, we will have time of celebration when everyone can cheer for the class of 2014. Thank you for your cooperation, and once again, congratulations to the Northern Nash High School class of 2014.
Special guests, it is an honor to have you at the 2014 Northern Nash High graduation ceremony. We have many distinguished guests here today, and I would like to recognize them at this time. Please stand as I call your name and hold all applause until the end. From Nash Rocky Mount Board of Education, Mr. Michael Glover, Ms. Evelyn Bullock, Ms. Doniva Chavis Battle, Ms. Ann Edge, Mr. William Sharp. From the Nash Rocky Mount Public Schools Superintendent Office, Mr. Anthony Jackson, Superintendent of Nash Rocky Mount Public Schools, Dr. Eric Cunningham, Associate Superintendent for Facilities and Operations, Mr. Thomas Crabtree, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Mr. Michael Hodges, Assistant Superintendent for Student Services, Ms. Robin May, Assistant Superintendent for Instruction, all Nash Rocky Mount Public Schools principal and other office personnel. The class of 2014 would like to say thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule and celebrating this joyous occasion.
Good afternoon, parents, teachers, the administration, and most importantly, the class of 2014. I realize it's stating the obvious, but we are graduating. We're here, and we made it. Though high school has been made up of a series of many ups and downs, we persevered through it all. We endured Mr. Barklow's chemistry experiments, Ms. Hadley's countless math problems, and even Monsieur's silly Spanish songs. And yes, Mr. O'Brien, I realize I just used alliteration. As I was writing my speech and I raked my brain for what in the world I wanted to talk about, I knew for sure that there were a few things I wanted to include. I knew that I definitely wanted to thank my family for always being there to support me, and my friends who were there to make me laugh when I was taking life a little too seriously. I knew that I wanted to thank Mr. Thompson, the teachers, the counselors, and staff at Northern, but I had no clue as to what I wanted to say about them. Did I want to talk about Mr. Harris and the band, or Coach Drake and tennis season? Did I want to talk about Miss Sierra Vivrette, the EC teacher here at Northern, who showed me the true meaning of helping others? Or did I want to talk about how Mr. Tedford had attempted to kiss a pig on senior day, just to get rejected 3 times? I kept going back and forth. There were so many options, but in the end, I decided that I wanted to talk about something that everyone could relate to. A few years back, I stumbled across a poem written by a poet named Linda Ellis. The Dash was what the poem was entitled, and being a stereotypical teenager, I immediately got excited and envisioned an adrenaline-filled speed race of some sort. But as usual with poetry, I could not have been more wrong. Ellis didn't use the variation of the word dash as I had originally imagined, but instead she used it as in the word hyphen, a dash, as in that small little line that most of us don't even know how to use correctly in a sentence. That small little line that most of us don't even pay attention to. Ellis, however, did far more than just notice it as a grammatical punctuation. She wrote her poem, The Dash, in regard to how people are remembered. There is the date we were born, a dash, and the date that we pass on. The dash holds the key to the story of our entire life. It's ironic how such an insignificant line can be a symbol of something that means so much. As of right now, many of our dashes include something along the lines of all the achievements that we have accomplished in high school, whether it be finishing that capstone project, making it through finals, or even if it's just beating that one level of octagon that you were stuck on for days. But I assure you, your dash will go on to include so much more. For some of you, it will go on to include graduating college. For others, it will go on to include getting your dream job or starting a family. But for someone out there, it might even include being the first person to walk on Mars, or to be the person who finds the cure to cancer. Every single one of us in this room is living out our dash. We are the pioneer of our own life, and we are in control of our futures. To the class of 2014, I congratulate you for making it to this milestone in your life. Obviously, you have done something right to make it this far, and it is definitely something to be proud of. In regard to how you will spend your dash, well, that's up to you. Whether you're off to college, joining the military, or going into the workforce, I challenge you to go out into the world and leave your mark. I challenge you to live a life in which makes your dash worth remembering. Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who has taken time to celebrate the graduation of the class of 2014. I would like to take a moment to recognize our teachers, administrators, and most of all, our parents. You have helped us grow in so many ways, both as students and as people. I'll begin with a seemingly simple question. Who are we? As a class, as a community, and as a generation? We are the generation born after the invention of the nuclear bomb, but before the discovery of world peace. Given the technology to destroy the world, but not to save it. Faced with an uncertain future, I take inspiration from a garish poster in my middle school band room. It read, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle's words are as true today as they were 2 millennia ago. Our mistakes do not define us. We define ourselves through our actions and our effect on those around us. In the years to come, we must choose who we will become. We are adults now, responsible for defining ourselves and living our own lives. We have grown and must move on to bigger and better things. We take with us the memories we made here, the good and the bad, of the friends we made and the friends we left behind. We began here younger, more impressionable, and hopefully dumber than we leave. And now that we know just enough to be dangerous, they're unleashing us on the world. Forget Stephen King, that's the scariest sentence I've ever heard. Now is the time to take chances, to try new things and wander off the beaten path. To become who we truly are, instead of what society tries to tell us to be. You must decide who you are, because no one else can, no matter how hard they try. At this moment, our possibilities are endless. In this room, I see potential scientists, doctors, teachers, and leaders, people with the ability to change the world. So if you forget everything else you've learned during your 4 years of high school, If you forget the Pythagorean theorem, to learn to balance a checkbook. If you forget acid-base titrations, to learn to cook dinner. Or if you forget the symbolism of Ahab's great white whale, to learn to catch a bus, remember this. Remember the potential you have at this moment. You define yourself, and that ability will never leave you. So, to the class of 2014, Godspeed. To the rest of the world, good luck.
Good afternoon, teachers, administrators, special guests, family, friends, and the graduating class of 2014. Let me first start off by saying congratulations. Just think that only 13 short years ago, we were walking into that kindergarten classroom. And now here we are today, moments from checking off a major milestone of our lives by being the graduating class of 2014. When I think about words to describe this day, the word momentous, which means of the utmost importance or outstanding significance, comes to mind. This word describes the countless individual achievements, the struggles, and the many challenges that each of us faced in order to get to today and receive our high school diploma. High school graduation represents your ability to overcome the many challenges that came our way during the past 4 years of high school. Some of us may have had the help of our families to support us to get us to this day, while some others had only themselves. But through it all, each and every one of you are heroes to me, and I applaud you for your strength and determination to get to graduation day. We are a class of different people, with a variety of interests and personalities, who have come together to accomplish our education. We are a class of athletes and mathletes. We are many different things, but above all else, we are dreamers, achievers, and believers. It goes without saying that we all have been an outstanding class, but what I would like for us to do is to think about the remarkable things each of us will do in the future. It's one thing to be a big fish in a small pond. The real world is different. There will be a million other big fish just like us in an even more gigantic pond. The challenge to excel and to stand out will be much greater than in the past. Don't let that stop you. Continue to achieve and seek new opportunities the way we always have. Resolve not to let yourself get lost in the shuffle. Make yourself a promise that you will not grow complacent or become content with mediocrity. I don't know about you guys, but I'm terrified right now. Not only because I'm standing in front of more people than I could name, but for the same reason as you all. We fear that the moment our tassel is turned, we are in the real world, left to fend for ourselves. We fear not being able to wander the halls and talk to anyone that we encounter. We fear that we will be forgotten. We fear that we will trip on the stage. We are afraid of not being read. We are all afraid right now. However, we don't need to be. We emerged from high school a family, and I know I don't need to be afraid of losing you all. The fear we have experienced has taught us to be stronger, and no matter what, we will thrive. Northern Nash High School has prepared us all to step into the world without fear or hesitation, and conquer any obstacles the way we already have. I am no longer afraid of what the future holds. When you walk across the stage today, I want all of you to remember a quote of William Shakespeare. Be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some just have greatness thrust upon them. Whichever category you may fall under, don't ever stop your dream or your goal until you have reached greatness. Congratulations, class of 2014. Now we can finally say, we made it to this day.
Hiba Jamal Al-Kobri. Jasmine Chantel Alston. Rayshana Renee Anstead. Sanise Alexandra Arrington. Jaquez Dialjuan Avent. Letitia LaShawn Bailey. Jasmine Simone Bailey. Valerie Elizabeth Bailey. Cameron Dawn Bandy. Nia Alexandra Barner. Michaela Gabrielle Barnes. Brittany Leola Battle. Kimberly Denise Battle. Frank Cleveland the third. Quadisha Sambray Bats. Dakari Jaleel Belcher. Kishana Simone Bell. Brianna Shondell Bellamy. Catherine Louise Belton. Michael Francis Bertolino Jr. Jason Robert Blanton. Caitlin Paige Boykin. Berkeley Ann Bradley. Darius Jaquan Brake. Anastasia Elise Brown. Rashonda Renee Bryant. Daniel Gregory Bullock. Zachary Jet Bunn. Marisha Fantasia Burnett. Tevin Daniel Bynum. Jamie Lynn Bird. Franquelia Jacque Kane Bell. Daquan Martez Cherry. Kyrie Montre Clark. Taquan Lamar Clark. Alexis Taylor Clary. Zachary Donnell Clayton. Morgan Caroline Cobb. Joshua Todd Connie. Hannah Marie Connolly. Justin James Connor. Tiara Nicole Cooper. Jamel Monte Dales. Tucker Eason Daughtridge. Amanda Gray Davis. Hunter Paul Davis. Jasmine Arnell Davis. Jessica Caitlin Davis. Samantha Ray Davis. Tyquez Devonte Davis. Ashley Monique Dawes. Natalie Angela DePalma. Aniko Rashad Dickens. Brandon Rashad Dickens. Lindsay Campbell Douglas. Megan Hyatt Douglas. Lauren Jessica Dugas. Isaac Daniel Dupree. Matthew Ryan Eason. Letitia Renee Edwards. Luke Miller Edwards. Matthew Bryce Edwards. Tresonia Shanice Everett. Amira Walid Farah. Equine Milishai Ferguson. Taylor Daniel Farrell. Trent Reed Flora. Jamisha Tiana Rosa Flowers. William Ray Freeman. Ashley Renee Gilchrist Holmes. Chastity Monet Green. Chelsea Donna Grubbs.
Laura Marilyn Gushwin. Asia Yvette Hambersham. Kendall Christopher Hamilton. Destiny Talia Ham. Quantavious Deshawn Hammonds. Asia Lene Harper. Tiana Danae Harper. Jamal Lavon Harris. Jordan Bryce Harris. Kiana Shamise Harris. Precious Jakethia Hart. Jessica Elizabeth Healy. Fisher Scott Hedgepath. Nicholas Isaiah Hedgepath. Joseph Henderson. Deanza Elise Hendricks. Mulana Gracie Hendricks. Miguel Angel Hernandez Rosas. Alexis Siobhan Hill. Sarah Catherine Henson. Diamond Marie Howe. Jaquez Malik Howington. Erica Cherie Huggins. Cassell Solomon Hunter. Mohammed Azam Enab. Kimberly Lynn Jackson. Faith Lamb O'Neill Jarvis. Faith is a valedictorian of the class of 2014. She's receiving a plaque from Nash Rocky Mount Schools in recognition of having the highest grade point average of the senior class. Jamon Quiante Jefferson. Alicia Chantel Jones. Dakota Michelle Jones. Jaleese Noel Jones. Rodnika Sharice Jones. Shanika Lynn Jones. Tori Samuel Jones. Tyler McKinley Jones. Brittany Nicole Joyner. Zykeith Marquez Joyner. Hanadi Haman Karakra. Dylan Kinley Keeter. Caleb Stewart Klutz. Stephen Kenneth Koch. Christopher Allen Cundy. Michelle Elvanda Virginia Kiger. Vieta Carolyn Landreth Lynch. Nicole Alisa Lawrence. Marquasia Latrice Leathers. Tanasia Latrice Leathers. Savannah Trinity Letcher. Saritha Tempest Letcher. Elijah Bobby Lewis. Shalinda K. Lewis. Kendra Melissa Lloyd. Evie Locklear. Holly Nicole Long. Sarah Nicole Lump. John David Lynch. Cambria Trinae Lynch. Louis Lynch III. Sierra Marquasia Lynch. Tremaine Daquan Lynch. Vontrell Lynette Lyons. Joshua Logan Mallory. Isabel Maria Marrero. Isabel is a salutatorian of the class of 2014. She is receiving a plaque from Nash Rocky Mount Schools in recognition of her accomplishments. Cambriana Twanisha McNair. Shadiah Taisha McNair. Caitlin Elizabeth Mills. Brittany Nicole Miller. Sandra Nicole Miller. Michael James Manott III. William Edison Mazel. Armand Keith Moore. Daniel Edward Moore.
Aaron Murato. Brian Paul Matsaba Jr. Eduardo Daniel Newbay. Aaron Lee Parker. Naquisha Lynette Parker. Brianna Monet Parks. Sarita Hemant Patel. Kavanche Marcella Pierce. Chandler Brooke Pierce. Janae Kristen Pitt. Javante Saquon Pittman. Kevius DeAndre Pittman. Travis Lamont Pittman. Alexa Lee Powell. Miranda Ruth Preddy. Daryl Craig Prunty Jr. Anushka Deepak Ramchandani. Dontrell Rayshawn Richardson. Roberta Roche Richardson. Jessica Brooke Ricks. Katina Desharion Ricks. Christopher Allen Riddle. Caitlin Sierra Roan. Caitlin Danielle Robards. Brittany Kate Robideau. Spanisha Kene Rosser. Kevin Edward Rounds. Sabrina Samuela. Taeja Janae Savage. Zachary William Schauberg. Precious Joy Scott. Savannah Grace Shea. Shatora Antonia Sheridan. Marquisia Shanae Silver. Maisha Denise Silver. Kelsey Brianna Simmons. Edward Joseph Simpson. Brianna Darnice Skipwith. Myra Cora Slepp. Gustavo Adolfo Sosa Garcia. Deontay Maurice Staten. Maisha Denise Staten. Brittany Lee Sullivan. Aaliyah Matrice Taylor. Robert Chase Taylor. Zatasia Chavez Taylor, Michael Deshawn Thomas, Sharmise Delois Monet Tucker, Miranda Catherine Umflett, Holly D. Walker, Kevin Craig Wallace, Lindsay Dixon Walston, Terharan Roger Warren, Montavious Emmanuel Watson, Stephen Tyler Wells, Emerald Charnay Whitaker, Sean Terenthius Whitaker, Eric Dominic Whitehead, Chelsea Renee Whitley, Kimberly Nicole Whitley, Max Tyler Whitwell, Devin Robert Wiggins, Chastity Denise Wilkins, Isaiah Jamal Williams, Ryan Charles Williams, Molly Morgan Wilson, Wendell Lee Withers,
Will the class of 2014 please rise? By the power invested in me by the state of North Carolina and the Nash Rocky Mount School System, I now declare you graduates of Northern Nash High School, and you may now move your tassels, and congratulations.